I'd like to take a minute to discuss the harsh reality that Black content creators face. I recently lost out on a 5-figure brand deal for posting this picture with this caption. Nowhere in the contract were there any stipulations given around what kind of content I could post, except for the branded content, which would be approved by the company. As for my personal content, nothing was said. After posting that picture and posting that caption, I received a phone call from my agent saying that the company thought it was inappropriate. And I just want to take a second to unpack that. When I read that caption, I read a playful articulation of the love I have for my man.
You posted a whole picture of your coochie and then used the N-word in the caption. Are you surprised at why a brand wouldn't want to deal with you?
I think it's nothing to do with the caption as a whole. I think it's more so just the picture.
But like, what was this brand? Like, maybe she'll tell us later in the video, but like, I know loads of brands that wouldn't want to be associated with someone that posts pictures like that. It's okay if you want to post pictures of your backside. That's up to you. But if the brand you're working for is Nintendo or Disney, are you surprised at why they might not want to work with you? I'm going to assume, just based off looking at it, it's something to do with modeling. But some modeling companies don't want to be seeing your coochie like that. They just don't want to. Like, how are you surprised? The stuff that we post online, including the stuff that we post online here, people are going to either stand against it or stand for it. And brands don't have to work with you after they've seen something you express it, after they've seen you expressing things that they may not like. Because at the end of the day, if your face is attached to a brand, it doesn't matter if what you're representing on your Instagram is the brand or not. That people are going to see that. That's going to be public perception. So why are you surprised?
It's been generally agreed upon by the Black community for decades that the N-word isn't derogatory. It's a term of endearment. And that brings us to the photo. Yet again, when I look at this picture, I see playfulness. I see a Black girl living her best life, having fun.
Yeah, it's a playful comment to your man. So why did you post your ass online? Why didn't you just send him the picture and say, hey, babe, these are for you? Why did we all have to see your backside?
Yeah, because she's saying it's inappropriate, but what we're missing here is the context of what her agent has told her is inappropriate. Is it the caption that they've said is inappropriate, or is it the picture that's inappropriate?
I would say both are inappropriate. I would say both. It depends on the brand, obviously. Some brands are going to be 18 plus, so maybe there's more leeway to do raunchy things. She's saying all she sees is a playful articulation and a picture for her man, or that her man took. Whichever one, doesn't matter. If the picture's for her man or taken by her man, it should only be seen by her man. Why can we all see your backside? Why did you need to post that online? And just because it's a playful articulation to you doesn't mean other people are going to take it that way.
It could also be seen as unprofessional as well.
I would understand if the brand took your phone off you, went into your picture gallery, saw your naked pictures or whatever else you're posting, and had a problem with you. But you posted that online for everyone to see. People can interpret it however they want. I can understand not realizing that they might interpret it that way. That's fine. But how you see it doesn't really matter, because you're not the brand. You're working for the brand.
Yet again, when I look at this picture, I see playfulness. I see a Black girl living her best life, having fun. There's nothing inappropriate about it to me, especially not in the world we live in today.
You keep on saying it's not inappropriate to you. It's not about you, though.
Yeah.
They're offering you a 5-figure deal. So it's not about what you think. You're representing their brand. Even if you're not wearing branded clothing on that picture, your face and your ass is attached to their brand. So no one cares about how you feel. It's irrelevant.
That's what it is. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's not whether you think it's appropriate or not. It's their brand and what they want to put out there and what they think is appropriate, because that's representing them.
Yeah. And on the subject of it's generally agreed amongst the Black community that using the M word is okay. Yeah, I understand that. But there's a lot of Black people that are not okay with it. And there's a lot of people that feel uncomfortable hearing it. Just because you're comfortable with it and members of the Black community are comfortable with it, or it's generally agreed upon, doesn't mean that the brand has to be comfortable with it, or society.
It's classed as a swear word, right?
No, it's a derogatory term used by white people or other classes of other races against Black people. And for Black people, it's seen as like, if I say it to my boy, it's like I'm saying brother or homie or whatever.
I get that, but I'm just thinking of it in terms of it could essentially be the same as, like, imagine you was a model for something that likes to keep it a certain way, and you posted a picture of yourself like topless with a towel on and then was like, my bitch took these. it's still a bad representation as opposed to what the brand wants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the N-word is a positive word, personally. That's just my outlook on it. Look, people can take it however they want. And like I said, you're not the brand. Even if it is generally accepted amongst the black community that it's okay to use as a term of endearment, it doesn't mean that everyone else has to take it that way. Like, this just sounds like entitlement to me again.
Yeah, it's entitlement, yeah.
For centuries, black women's bodies have been scrutinized, they've been picked apart, they've been deemed unworthy, they've been deemed inappropriate, and this is yet again an extension of that rhetoric. It's the hypersexualization of the black female body which has led to this very conversation. The only way someone else could deem this as inappropriate is if they projected their sexual desires onto me.
What are you talking about? It's a sexual picture. You're in a sexual pose. Your ass is on display. What about that picture is not sexual? Black women's bodies might have been viewed in that way. They might have been demonized in that way. But within the context of this video, you sexualized yourself. There's no other way for me to see that picture. That picture's a thirst trap. Like I said earlier, you should have sent it to your man. Your man's the only person that needed to see that. Now, if you want to post it online, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do. It's a free country. But there's consequences to your actions. If brands don't want to work with you because you're posting your ass online, that's up to them. It's nothing to do with projections. You posted that sexual content, and it is sexual content.
Or if they projected their underlying judgments onto me, which is what we call prejudice. Now, typically I would brush that off and say that's a you problem, but it becomes a me problem because it threatens my livelihood, just the same way these systems of oppression have threatened the livelihood of black women for centuries. Furthermore, you want access to my audience, which is mostly black women, without actually having a full appreciation for black culture. Why is it that what's considered appropriate or professional is always adjacent to whiteness?
What has that got to do with black culture? What does that have to do with anything that you just said? It's a very simple thing, okay? This is again accountability. You posted your ass online. The brand don't want to work with you now. They didn't sexualize you. You sexualized yourself. I know that this happens with everyone. People post stuff online, they're thirst traps. It is what it is. Just own it.
I think it would have been the same with any woman who put a picture like that out there because it's just it's what you've posted. It's not to do with anything else. And I think maybe certain brands might be happy to work with you if that's what their concept is of what they're promoting or selling. Yeah. But then there's certain brands that aren't going to want to work with that. And like you're saying, don't be so entitled. Sometimes you've just got to accept it, understand the reason why. And I think the reason why is because of what you're showing in the picture, basically.
I think that if you were working for Brazzers or you were working for My Step Family or something to do in that industry, then you'd be fine. But you're not. I don't really know what to say. This is ridiculous. The lack of accountability is insane.
You want the activist part of me that's articulate and intelligent, but that's just one side of my black girl magic. Because the other side of me knows how to turn up and throw this ass. And that's what I'm gonna do. We don't have to separate who we are in order to please these companies. We don't have to erase or hide any aspect of our personality in order to get these bags. If you can't handle me at my back that ass up, you don't deserve me at my I have a dream.
I disagree with that.
Okay, there's so much wrong with what she just said. Let's unpack that you don't have to hide parts of yourself. Of course you do.
In every job.
You just do that instinctively. Like, you don't show every aspect of yourself. You know, some things are only for the people that really know you. And then you put on your work face when you go to your job. You think that I'm acting the same way I do at home as when I'm in the office. I will never have a job again in my life. What kind of backwards mentality is that?
And especially if you think about it when you go for a job interview and you like put on your smartest clothes, you're just putting on your best front forward. Essentially, without her having to go for a job interview stage, the content she's putting out online is dictating whether somebody wants to work with her or not. So it's the same thing. You know, you are going to want to present yourself in the best way to fit that particular job role. So
yeah, like this has got nothing to do with whiteness, with oppression, with demonizing black bodies. You posted a booty pic online, lady. Okay, that's it. That's it. You're trying to attribute all these. Do you know what? Women love doing this. I'm sorry, I gotta say this. Women love.
Need to generalize.
No, I'm sorry. That's what I'm gonna do. They love doing this. You say one thing to them, and it's all this, it's all that, it's all this. I'm just like, you did this. We're just talking about this. This ain't the patriarchy. This ain't white people. This ain't oppression. You posted your ass online. It was meant to be for your man. The brand don't want to work with you anymore. The lack of accountability actually kills me. For you to say that we shouldn't hide ourselves and that we all do that, right? There's things about you that I don't know, right? because they're meant to remain private. There's aspects of your personality you will not show people that you're not tight with. There's aspects of your personality you will not take into the workplace.
Do you know what? I get be your authentic self and things like that. And if that's her personality and how she is all the time, then go for it. But don't be upset or offended if particular people don't want to work with you because that's not what they represent.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different.
Yeah, I agree with that. Be 100% you, and people can react 100% authentically. They don't have to like you for you. She said they wanted her audience. I'm guessing that this is some sort of lingerie thing, something adult. Even then, I don't owe you anything. This has nothing to do with your blackness. The simple fact is, for the last time, you posted a booty pic on Instagram and they didn't like it. That's it. I guarantee it could have been white, black, Asian, anything in between. Zero accountability. I ain't got anything else to say. Everyone's winding me up today.